Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. World of Warcraft 10 here, bringing you once again another World of Warcraft Cataclysm overview of one of the new zones. I've only done one zone so far, which is Gilneas, and which is the the main zone of the new alliance race, the Worgen. So I have to follow up with the new zone, new main Horde zone for the new Horde race of the Goblins. And of course, it is of course the Lost Isles. So pretty much the exact same thing that I did yesterday with Gilneas, Gilneas' overview, but this time it will be the Lost Isles. Firstly, I just want to add that the Goblin are a pretty sweet race, Horde race, even though lots of Horde people said that, oh no, they're horrible, why'd they pick Goblins? Simply because the Alliance had the Gnomes, and Blizzard felt that the Alliance were were unbalanced for some reason. Gnomes are okay, they're pretty sweet, but so that's why they gave the Horde some, best way to describe it, smaller race, which is of course the Goblins. Yes, people have been sending me messages through my channel saying, well, Alliance get Worgen. How is the Worgen considered a good guy Alliance race and not a bad guy Horde race? Well, it's simply one, because of the Goblins, and they needed smaller people, and they didn't want to put them in like on the last expansion that they do. I hope they never stop doing expansions, but it's gotta happen, sadly. But for now, I'm hoping they do it until I get bored of the game, which is probably when I gotta die, but you know, they won't make it forever. I don't like saying it, but it's gonna happen. And secondly, they said that the Worgen look more like in tuned with to be with the Horde than the Goblins do. Goblins, they have to be with the Horde because they chop down trees, they chop down forests just to build their little goblin devices and highways, goblin highways and stuff, like they are transforming as Shara, which I'll do a overview of that on a later video anyways. But for now, the Lost Isles, the Goblin starting area, as I was saying just before, the Worgen, yeah, I must admit they don't look like they would belong in the Alliance race, but we got them, I'm sorry, but it's a kick-ass race, and now all the Horde people are going to be making Worgens, so what? But anyways, let's just move down to the lore behind the new Goblin zone, the new Horde Goblin zone of the Lost Isles. The preconception that any goblin would sell their best friend for a fistful of gold is not entirely unfounded. Many of them probably would, and some actually do. The truth is that quite a few goblins combine a shrewd business sense with a certain level of moral flexibility. For example, after the Cataclysm reawakened a volcano on their home island, one of the goblins' trade princes realized that there was good money to be made in offering panicked goblins a ticket to safety on his ship, taking their life savings, and then selling them into slavery. A clever plan, until it and the ship fell apart in a naval crossfire between an Alliance fleet and a lone Horde ship. The shipwrecked survivors washed ashore on the Lost Isles off the coast of Kalimdor, where they discovered that the island's dense jungles harbour many mysteries and more than a few unpleasant surprises. Exactly like in the Gilneas zone, there, if you look up on the World of Warcraft Cataclysm official site, which you can enter from the homepage of the official main World of Warcraft community site, or just type it in and it should come up. You should know what is official and what is not official if you look at it, and if you just look up World of Warcraft Cataclysm official site, it should be the top one, I'm guessing. I used to usually put in World of Warcraft community site, and I just enter it from there, but I do have it now saved on my favorites bar, so I can just enter it a bit easily. But yeah, that, my friends, is the Lost Isles. From what I've seen of the Lost Isles, it actually is a quite beautifully designed zone. I can just say, like every other zone, you're going when Cataclysm goes live, you're going to get lots of lag, and especially Worgen and Goblin quests are going to be really hard to complete because there will be heaps of people doing them, and you'll have to wait for reses and stuff. But from what I've seen of the Lost Isles, it's actually pretty balanced out. They actually have quite a lot of the resources and animals that you need to slay, or the resources that you need to collect for the quests there, so you can venture from level 1 to 10, as the Lost Isles is a level 1 to 10 zone. But the Goblin story path is more of comedy than all seriousness, but and the Worgen is more serious quest line. But they are both great quest lines, and they are both great starting zones for the two new races, for the Alliance and Horde. I'm not going to say which one I like better, but, you know, you can be the judge of that. But anyways, till next time, guys, until the next Cataclysm overview, this is Mr. World of Warcraft 10 saying goodbye.